I'm here at Mile One Center with the president and CEO of the St. John's Ice Cap, Mr. Danny Williams. Thanks for speaking with me today.
Oh, my pleasure.
So you were just given this mask made by Frank Sipper, so it was a bit of a surprise. So how did it feel when you got the mask?
It was a total surprise. I knew they were doing some presentation. I didn't know what it was, so I went to the usual spot. And then I saw this. I mean, this is a work of art. This is done by a true master. Frank apparently has done thousands of these, and he's done them for Curtis Joseph and Hextall and a lot of the big names around. So to have him take the time and effort to produce this with the detail that's on it, it's special. What I want to do now, though, is find a place, probably here in the rink somewhere, to mount it so that people can actually see and appreciate the detail. This is not something you want to put in a closet or on a shelf up in an office somewhere. I want people to be able to see this.
So what does it mean to you to have an artist come from Ontario all the way to Newfoundland to give you such a custom-made gift?
Well, it's huge. I mean, you know, as I said in the interview that I did before, you know, people say I'm hard to get a gift for. Well, I got to tell you, it doesn't get any better than this. And you know, the Long May Your Big Jib Draw is on the front of this. There's the Ice Caps logo is on it as well. And then they got a picture. Well, we won't talk about that, but anyway, the rest of it is gorgeous.
It's your face. It's very, it's great detail.
Great likeness, I must say.
Ice Caps president and CEO Danny Williams with a specially designed St. John's Ice Caps goalie mask as a memento of the club's inaugural season.
You've just given an Ice Caps goalie mask that you made to Danny Williams. Why did you want to make this mask?
I've followed Danny's career for quite some time, but it was through two other friends that came about with this idea that approached me about it. Danny Williams' daughter Jill and my best friend Danny Villeneuve. And they asked me to create this goalie mask for Danny, and it was a true honor and pleasure to do it for him.
Why did they want to give this mask? You said it's a little bit like a gag gift, not really, because it's very well crafted, but it was sort of like a little bit of fun behind it.
Oh, it is. You know, like I think everybody that I've dealt with over the past of my career, they want one, you know, and I don't think Danny's any different. I think he would like it, and from the response I got, he was just overwhelmed.
And his face is actually on the mask. Was that difficult? Because it's great detail.
Well, thank you. Actually, once I do portraits, I'm really into it, and I don't want to stop, and I try to get as much detail in there as I can.
You've had a great career. You have some masks on display in the Hockey Hall of Fame. So do you have any very memorable masks that you've created over the years?
I'd have to say Curtis Joseph's one of the top ones. Grant Fuhrer, I've done a ton for him as well. But the best one I think I've ever done was the one I did for Jeff Hackett for the Montreal Canadiens, where I portrayed my two sons on this mask, and that to me is the top mask.
And where is that mask now?
Jeff has it.
Wow.
He won't give it up.
No, I wouldn't say. So how did you get started in making art on goalie masks?
It was just being at the right place at the right time. A friend of mine had purchased one of these goalie masks and asked me to paint it for him. And when I did that, we played in a tournament in Chicago, and the overall response that he got from it, I took it and made it a career.
I've seen on your website there you have one with Sarah Palin on it. What was that like?
It was unique. I received a call again from Brian Yeagley from Minnesota, and he had asked me to paint this goalie mask. She had made the comment during the presidential campaign that what's the difference between a hockey mom and a pit bull, and she said lipstick. So I portrayed that on the mask as best as I could, with her portrait on one side and a dog with a collar with lipstick tubes on it, with a broken hockey stick. So anyway,
very creative. So this is your first time in Newfoundland. You mentioned that your friend is actually from here. So what do you think of our city and our province?
I absolutely love it here. I've only been here for 2 days, but I'm coming back this summer. I love it.
Definitely coming back, set in stone?
Definitely.
Well, we'll look forward to having you back in the summer. Hopefully we'll have a bit of better weather for you.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Weather hasn't been a factor at all.
Good. You might be the only person to ever have said that. I want to talk a little bit about the St. John's Ice Caps now. How does it feel to have the team doing so well?
Look, I'm thrilled. You know, I couldn't expect any more. I mean, our fan support has been outstanding. We're sold out in this game for the 22nd consecutive game. There's no reason to believe it's going to let up. There's still, you know, tickets available on game day, but there might be 60, 70 tickets left, and people actually come down and they buy them, so it's done. From a team perspective, the team has been wonderful. Their road record has been exceptional. They're in first place in their division by about 5 points. They're second overall in the conference, so I couldn't ask for any more. And the nice thing is that game in, game out. They give their very best. So we always get a good effort, and the fans love it.
Well, like you said, the fan support is huge here. It's brought a lot of energy to the city. Did you know that it was going to have such an impact on the people of St. John's?
I felt it would have a big impact. I didn't know it would have as big an impact as it did. You know, I was quite optimistic that the fan support is here, and the corporate community has been great. Our corporate sponsors have been the best in the league, quite honestly. But you know, to have 22 consecutive sellouts, no, I wouldn't have predicted that. I'm the ultimate optimist, but that was more than I expected.
And what can you look forward to the rest of the season with the St. John's Ice Caps?
Well, you know, I'm looking to get into the Calder Cup playoffs. You know, it might be a bit optimistic to hope we'll win a Calder Cup this year, but of course that's what we'll strive for. But I do know that True North, through Mark Chipman and Craig Heisinger, have given us a good team. They've given us a great coaching staff. And I think they're going to give us the tools to at least get into the playoffs, which I'm certain we will, and then hopefully advance as far as we can. So keep your fingers crossed.
It's looking good so far. Thank you so much for your time today.
My pleasure.